Hey guys, hey Sagittarius, hey. So I'm not going to be on camera today, but we're going to go ahead and do this reading for Sag. I wonder why it's like an orb there. I'm telling you, it's probably from the light. If it's an orb, I freaking believe it because Sagittarius, let me tell you, you brought some energy into my house today for me doing this damn reading. So I don't know, whatever bullshit you on, Sagittarius, whatever you doing to other people, you want to run around, if you want to cheat, if you want to act a fool, Sagittarius, do that. But leave other people out of it. Be honest with people. I hope you're not in a committed relationship doing nothing stupid. And let me tell you why I'm saying this, because Sagittarians then brought the Tasmanian devil energy up and through my house getting ready to do this reading for them. So either they don't even care and they don't want to hear it because they going to stay on that bullshit with that fire energy and just act a fool. I don't know what you're going to do, Sagittarius, but you need to figure it out. And don't bring that over here, okay? Because I'm only trying to help, Sagittarius. I don't want to see you do nothing stupid and get into nothing stupid. So what happened was, earlier, about a good 3 hours ago, I did a reading for Sagittarius. And I didn't realize until I finished the reading, got all the way to the mini love reading that I do at the end, that it did not record. My camera batteries to my little cheap camera were dead. I went through all of that for Sagittarius and never recorded. So I went back 2 more times to record, one on the video camera, one on my phone. Well, 3 more times, 2 on my phone, 1 on my video camera. Couldn't get anything. Phone, no space. I only have a 16 gigabyte iPhone. And then the video camera needed batteries. So I was so pissed with it because those batteries are expensive. And I've been buying batteries. I just went and bought a tablet, not specifically for you, Sag, but for everybody so I can get these videos out. And I got like a really good deal on one when I went to Walmart, which was cool. I don't know how great it is, but it's great enough to get these videos out better than my other camera and my phone. So Sagittarius, I don't know, you brought that energy out trying to sabotage me. But, you know, my camera situation is nothing new. So I didn't blame that on you guys. So I went to the store, whatever, got the camera, came back. And this huge mirror that I have in the level of my house when you first walk in, it's a huge mirror. It's very old. I got it. I mean, it's over 20 years old. The mirror is over 20 years old. It's a wood mirror that's kind of carved like the sun. It's shaped like the sun. And I kind of refinished the mirror, painted the mirror gold, so it looks like the sun. When I came, now this mirror has been hanging down there for about 2 or more years. And I have another glass vase on the table and like this other little box that sits on the table. When I came back home from the store and came through the garage, the whole mirror had fell down onto the cabinet and like cracked onto the floor. So I was like, well, gosh, I'm glad I was nowhere around when that mirror fell. And I said, this is that damn, them Sagittariuses are running up through here with this fire energy acting crazy. So Sagittarius, what are you doing? My mirror was broke. Stepped back, cut my foot on it, came upstairs to do your reading, and something else happened. And I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to eat my salad. I was fixing a chicken Caesar salad. I said, let me eat my salad, get this camera going, and then we'll sit down and do Sagittarius. So, after that almost 4 minute intro, Sagittarius, let me tell you why I say, what the hell are you doing? Now, I have your love cards up there. I'm not going to redraw those. That's what I drew. We're going to do those after the reading. I'll just move them down up, so I don't have to reshuffle those because I just left them there ever since I did the reading. But I took your cards up for your reading. So we're going to do a new tarot read and just see what we get. But let me tell you what I got for the first reading. This may apply to you. It may not. Moon, sun, and rising. If this doesn't resonate and Sagittarius is not your moon or your rising, check those signs because I'm feeling some heavy energy from Sagittarius. In my first reading, I got nothing but cheating, lies. Sagittarius wasn't worried about. And I'm having wand cards that keep fall out of the deck, but we're going to keep going. Sagittarius wasn't worried about anything but working, making money, having fun, partying, going out with their friends, cheating on their spouses, being in liaisons with 2-3 people, not being honest with people, making bad decisions, either when it comes to that money or just being with somebody for money. But still, you know, you got somebody else going out here working hard, but then Sagittarius, you going out and you having fun and kind of sowing your wild oats. And that's whether you're single in a committed relationship. And if you were single, I didn't get the impression that you were being honest with people, Sagittarius. We had the Three of Hearts in your future position. We had, in the past position, I forgot what was in your past. And your outcome was the King of Swords. I think you're just going to be really cold. You're going to be saying, where's the love? But you can't look to anybody to blame but yourself, Sagittarius. This is not all Sagittarius. If you are watching this and this doesn't sound like anything that has to do with you, change the station. There's other readers. There's many other readers on YouTube. This might hit for you. This may not. But this energy was so strong, I feel like there are several Sagittarius who are going to know what I'm talking about. So I just shuffled these cards really good. That was a quick read of what I got earlier. So let's see what we're going to get right now. So Sag, I'm hoping you come out with some better energy. We could just sum all this up and forget the reading and say, get off the bullshit. Stop holding up grudges with people. Stop doing tit for tat. Stop doing, well, you hurt me, I'm really going to get you back. Or I'm just all about me. I'm looking good. I'm making money. I'm going to get out here, have my fun, do whatever I like to do, party. I might be married or with somebody. I'm going to cheat on them. If I'm single, I ain't going to be honest. I'm be dealing with several people, and I'm not going to be open and honest with everybody, and nobody's going to be able to hold me down. Sagittarius, have some respect for other people. You can do everything that you want to do in a righteous and respectful way. Okay? So, and if you can't, then you kind of need to rethink what you're doing. So I shuffled the cards and just asking Spirit, give us some energy for Sagittarius, Spirit. Make it a little, well, I'm not going to say make it better, because whatever Sagittarius needs to know, they need to know. And believe me, Sagittarius, you need this message, because I've tried to attempt to do this video like 5 times a day. And it's today. And it's over the last 3 hours, probably more than that. And I'm just getting able to really finish this. And it's going on 10 o'clock at night. So Sagittarius, first card out the gate, Emperor. And this represents the overall energy of the situation, whatever's going on right now, your overall energy. So the Emperor, Aries card, but fire card. Sagittarius, fire sign. You, Leo, and Aries, fire. What crosses you is, the Devil. Flip towards the past position, so we're going to leave it like that. The Devil is what crosses you. Why am I not surprised? You heard what I just told you I got in the last reading. This looks like it's shaping up to be the same thing. What's above you? What's on your mind? What's consuming your thoughts is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is what is above you. You had the Nine of Pentacles there before. What is below you? What you had to call your own, what can help you or aid you that you can use in these situations, is the Five of Cups in reverse. Your past, which is the energy you're moving away from, is the Seven of Pentacles. So you're moving away from the Seven of Pentacles energy. The future energy that you're moving towards, what's coming up for you, is going to be the Nine of Pentacles. We had that last time. I can understand that. That was on your mind. Now it's moved into the future position, what was good, because the Three of Hearts was in your future position at first. How you see yourself is going to be the Four of Cups. I see it's a running theme here, Sagittarius. Who did you hurt? Who hurt you? How people see you, your surroundings, and your situation is the Page of Pentacles. Got to tell somebody something. Somebody had to tell you something, Sagittarius. Your hopes and your fears. Your hopes and your fears, Sagittarius, are going to be the Six of Cups in reverse. Okay, and then the most likely outcome is going to be the Page of Wands. And what we have on the bottom deck for the overall energy in this read is the Queen of Wands. So guys, really good reading. It's a good reading the second time out, and it ties into what was happening in the first reading. But I think I'm getting a little bit more insight on kind of what is going on with you, Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, starting out with the Emperor card. The Emperor card, very strong energy card, and it's in the upright. So the Emperor, and in your reading before, I didn't know if it was you that was fucking up or if it was a person in your life, but I felt like it was you. So I'm going to stick with that. This could be a person you're seeing or a person you're dating, but I really feel like this stern, this hard, this fire energy that just is not budging, I feel like that is Sagittarius. So the Emperor card, the Emperor upright, he is a stern person, but he can make decisions. He is wise. He is a husband figure. He is the husband to the Empress. So he is wise. He is supportive. He takes care of the wife, the kids, the home, the family. He is a hard worker. He takes his job very, very seriously, and he's very fire-oriented. He's not going to hesitate to make decisions, and when he makes them, he's going to stand firm behind them, whether they were for the best or the worst. But usually, you know, the emperor is a pretty upright guy, but just very fiery, doesn't play around, not going to take any shit, and what he says is going to go, and he's pretty much going to rule with the iron fist. But he rules with intelligence, knowledge, wisdom, and a connection to spirit. As you can see by the ankh here, the globe or pinnacle in his hand. He has on like the steel boots. He has the Aries ram symbols all around the chair. So very fire energy. And I feel like that's you this month, Sagittarius. Very strong fire energy. You are looking for a fight. You're kicking ass and taking names later. You are on fire. So if somebody is approaching you and they got you at the wrong time, you going off, you know, could lead to getting physical. Like something has got you on fire, Sagittarius, and you are not harnessing, you are not in balance with these energies. So you're being very firm in your decisions. I'm not seeing that there's a lot of leeway. You're not bending a lot. Now, I don't have any swords in this reading, which is good. There was a lot of messages about the communications and things coming out, and I felt like a little bit of things came out about whatever secret. You had the moon card as well. So whatever secrets that were going on, you had the moon card and your hopes and fears. So whatever secrets were going on, I felt like maybe a little bit the surface had been revealed, but the full gist of the secret, there was still more things to come out, still more hidden information that either the Sagittarius needed to know or somebody that's familiar with the Sagittarius needed to know. And the theme, the cards that you got, well, we'll go to that later, because a number that came out in your heart cards, your psychic tarot cards for the heart were 6. So 6 was a theme number, and we'll talk about the number 6. But I see here you have some 5s, and you do have a 6 and things like that, 4, 5, 6. So it's a cycle. It is really moving through these emotions. So maybe now it's not all about the communication, but I'm getting more of a picture of your internal feelings on some of this stuff, Sagittarius. And I just feel like a lot of emotions are going on, repressed emotions, a lot of fire energy. I mean, just you really not stopping to listen to work anything out. I'm not even saying that you really want to work anything out right now. It's just all within yourself, and then you're focusing on, you're like not really processing these emotions. You're repressing the emotions and either focusing on work or material things, but not really focusing on the heart of getting to some of these issues. So that's what the Emperor cards represent. So I feel like for you, Sagittarius, that just means you're really going to be stern this month. You're going to be making decisions, taking action, sticking to them, and not really taking a lot of other people into consideration when you do these things. You're going to be sort of ruling with the iron fist, and that's what I get for Sagittarius. So the Devil card is what's crossing you. So with the Devil card, there's some sort of bondage. There's either a bondage or a tie. As you can see from the Devil card, the only thing that's keeping them attached to the Devil and this bondage spirit is these loose chains. And the chains aren't so loose, aren't so tight to where they cannot remove these chains. So in actuality, nothing is keeping them bonded. And if they wake up out of this trance, if they can hear that voice deep within spirit to tell them who they really are, to wake up from that trance, and they can free themselves from the Devil. But it's almost like they want to be there. They like being there. They aren't too bothered with being there. And you would think if you were under energy like this, you know, it would be pretty bothersome. It would bother you. But what I'm seeing, and that's pointing to the past. And in the past position, you have the 8 of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like something that had to do with work. Like I said in a previous reading, either you were so consumed with work, not really giving a lot of your time, focusing at home on the family. And I don't just feel it was work. I feel it was material things. Pentacle cards represent the material. They represent hard work. And in this card is the card of looking at the work, trying to secure the work, really putting in a job to secure things on a material realm. So whether this had been your money, which also ties into your status, your class, you know, and things like that, and who you are on a material realm, reputation and things like that. I feel like the Devil pointing to that card, it was some bullshit going on with work. Either you were focused too much on work, the energy and the focus was not on the home, or maybe there was some sort of something going on with the people at work that was a bondage situation. So that could have been relationships at work, outside relationships at work, something having to do with things on a material level. If that isn't, like your normal alcohol, drinking, drugs, going out, partying, clubbing, doing things like that when you have a family at home or something like that. So that is what the devil card is pointing to, and that is what the devil is saying, and it had to do with this past and whatever you were really, your focus was on, because I don't feel like that focus was where it should have been. That's why the devil card is pointing to that. And I'm sorry, I had to hit that past. I didn't even get to what was on your mind and what you had that you can use to help you with this issue. But what was on your mind is a new start. It's this fire energy. And you are just like, okay, I've been through this shit. This shit happened. I am just going to push full force ahead with this fire energy. And the phallic symbol, the wands always represent the phallic symbol, which is the symbol for the male penis. So when I see the phallic symbol, it always reminds me of sex, creativity, birth, new beginnings. It's a hand from the divine. So it's the actual action. It's not the thought. It's an actual action of that beginning, of that divine new beginning, of that creation. It's taking physical steps, taking physical action that's being presented in this card. So like I said, with that being on your mind and being in this situation, I don't know if you were involved with some people with work and it had to do with sex, outside relationships, cheating on a spouse, and it came through work, maybe going out having work drinks after work, happy hours. Maybe if your work or where a lot of your focus was in extracurricular activities. Maybe you've got an activity or a hobby or something you like to do. Something in that situation was not on the up and up. And you either had sex on your mind, new beginnings, some sort of creative thing, something to kind of take you out your shell. So whatever this situation has to do with, it was something that you thought it was exciting and it was new for you, especially as a Sagittarius. I know you guys like to get around. You like to be involved in different things. You like to be out and be involved in exciting and new things. I mean, that's a part of the fire sign. And you kind of like to go. A lot of Sagittarius do. And a lot of Sagittarius really have a young energy. Most of the people I know that have ever been Sagittarius, I'm very familiar with Sagittarius, they've been women. I haven't had a lot of men Sagittarius people in my life, but the women that I know are like a young forever sign. All of the fire signs have a young spirit. So Aries does, Leo does. All of the fire signs have a young spirit. But Aries really Sagittarius has a really young spirit to me. Like no matter how old they get, you can catch a Sagittarius like still hanging out with their younger child. Really close relationships like that. I know my cousin is a Capricorn. Her mom is a Sag, and they are really tight, go a lot of places together. I worked with a Sagittarius, and she was much older than me. I mean, like 60-something years old, and she thought like she could go to like the Future concerts and the rap concerts with me, and I'm like, no, lady, you're too old. So a Sagittarius energy is like a young forever energy. So when you, and fire energies, they really have a lot of va-va-voom with them. They really have a lot of get up and go. A lot of them do. This is general. You could have a lot of planets and other places in your chart that really add a lot of fire, water, earth, or air to your chart. But just generally speaking about someone who has heavy Sagittarius tendencies, a lot of Sagittarius are get up and go, young forever. They like to kind of stay youthful. So, you could have saw something that just had you ready to go for it. It looked intriguing, and it brought back your sense of creativity, vitality, something new. And that can be exciting for Sagittarius. But whatever that situation brought, whatever happened from that situation brought you the Five of Cups in reverse. And fives always represent changes and going through something. I'm going through cycles, trying to work something out, trying to figure out a puzzle. It's like the energy that a five brings. And with the cups in reverse, now with the cup upright, it's the gentleman standing there and he's lost something. He's sad. He's emotionally sad and just like crying. When I look at this picture, I get a feeling like his tears filled this river. Like that's how just sad and emotional he is with this cloak of black on. He can't see. He's in this she's shrouded in darkness, and he can't see. There are 2 cups behind him, and here's some blood is shed and everything like that. And like I said, Sagittarius, things could have even gotten physical with you guys as of lately or in the future. So just watch out from those energies, because there is red blood spilled out of these cups. I mean, it could be red Kool-Aid, red juice, or red wine, but that's just the message I'm being told to say now. So with the cup in reverse, I feel like it's almost an exaggeration of what it is up front. Like, you really feel like things are fucked up. You are really upset. You are really emotionally upset by whatever's going on. And has to do with the money, addictions, bondage, some actions that were going on with that just were not on the up and up. And it's fucking with your home life. It's fucking with your emotional life. And it's also messing with the money, because I feel like the money, of course, if you do have families, or even if you're single, a lot of times when you mess over people, or when you get into these situations, somebody can come along and mess up your car, steal something from your house. It's like when you get into certain situations, it provokes people to do things, and you never really know how a person is going to react to a way you've treated them. So there's an emotional loss here with this 5 of Cups, and you have that. It is yours. So whatever has went on has probably already happened, or it's in the process of transpiring. I mean, in this deck, you only have 1 major arcana. I mean, in this spread, you only had 2 major arcanas. And that's how I know it was a real situation, because it came out as the energy surrounding this whole reading and the crossing card. Everything else has been optional. Everything else is free will, and it has been up to the choices that the Sagittarius has been making when you've been presented with these situations. But your choices are not getting you to a place. I feel like Sagittarius is being really stubborn in their action. And the choices are not getting you to a place to clear up these issues. It's almost like you're ignoring some of that to me, and you're going on with this boastful fire energy. I'm getting a lot of Leo. I'm even getting Leo energy, like that boastful Leo energy, where you just don't want to step down off of the high horse a little bit. Look at all of the hard work that it took to get this home you have, to get the family you have, to finally settle down and accumulate some things, Sagittarius, that you can rely on, depend on, and say, look back and say, that's me, that's mine, I worked for that. Whether that be the home, the money, the wife, the kids, the car, the girlfriend, a long-term relationship. And do you just want to move away from it to go out on your own with your fire energy and just sacrifice it all? I don't know, Sagittarius. But right now you're feeling like you lost more than you had. But you still have something to hold on to. But it's up to you and the choices you're going to make about which direction this situation is going to go. So in the future, I got the 9 of Pentacles cards. So the 9 of Pentacles cards does signify, it's a 9. So it's almost the ending of the cycle, but it is a reward. It is a success. It is a fertility. It is an abundance card. This woman on this card has everything she needs materially. There are fertile grounds here. So if she needs to grow something, crops, if she needs water, if she needs to feed her animals, if she needs to do anything, she has the know-how, how to make it happen, how to be fruitful, and how to be successful. And this could be an energy in your life. So I just want to say, I felt like earlier in this reading, now it could be any of the other signs that you're going through these issues with. Another fire sign, another earth sign, or another, or it could be an air sign, or of course a water sign. In the first reading, I felt like it was either fire, so your Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius signs, and it could have even been cups. I'm getting some more cups in this reading, and I'm getting some pentacles, but I feel like the pentacles really have more to do with the hard work in this family situation or that you've been doing. But when I get the 9 of Pentacles in the future card, the 9 of Pentacles in the future card is telling me you're either going to try to drown yourself in work and indulge in the material things that you have accumulated, Sagittarius, to take your mind off of some of the emotional hurt. When really, don't lose yourself in work. Try to either face the issues or go inside to a spiritual center. Maybe meditate, do some reading, whatever your spiritual religion is or your spiritual practices are. You read the Bible, you're into Kabbalah, you're into the Quran, you're into, things like that, the Torah. You want to do things like that, exercise, So whether you're into Tai Chi, going to the gym. So those are some other alternative outlets that you can use to center your focus on, that will actually help you process the energy and release the negative energy so that you can face your situation instead of just ignoring it and burying it deeper by burying yourself in work and things of that nature. So just remember, or it could be the energy of a person. Now, this could be a Taurus person, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, that's bringing this energy in. Maybe this is a confidant at work. Maybe you do find refuge at work. Maybe work is the escape. Maybe material things. I don't know. You could be shopping. I just feel like it, to me, is coming off, because of the rest of the cards that we got, is coming off almost as an overindulgence. That could be the root of these issues. It doesn't have to be cheating or anything like that. There could be a gambling addiction. There could be an addiction or a problem spending the money in the household that's bringing the heads of the household, you and your spouse, your respective spouse, to odds. So that really could be what's going on, because as we move into you and how you see yourself, you got the Four of Cups. So you really do feel like something is lost. You are really upset emotionally, Sagittarius. And with the water and the fire, that just creates steam. I feel like it's got you pissed off. It's less of being sad, but you feel like you've lost something. Somebody's taken something from you, and you're pissed off. So Sagittarius, just watch what you're doing, because if you have done something to somebody, karma is real. What goes around comes around. Whatever is happening to you right now is because of the energy you put out there. So if you're going through some things in the relationship, either with the money, with a third party, or fourth party in a relationship, Sagittarius, if you having addictions, maybe going out too much, partying too much, just remember, what goes around comes around. So nobody is picking on you. Nobody wants to start shit with you for no reason, Sagittarius, that I see in these cards. I'm seeing the things that are happening are coming from some of the choices and the decisions and the things that you're tying yourself to, that you refuse to let go, or a mind frame that you're setting and you refuse to see things another way, Sagittarius. And then with that, how people see you and your surroundings is the Page of Pentacles. So they see you like you're all caught up in this work thing. You're all caught up on this material shit. You're all caught up with a focus on something that, money's going to come. But I'm seeing that while you are focusing on material things, money, contracts, not contracts, but like money, assets, investments, anything having to do with making you secure in a material realm. And this could even be you, so you're conceited right now, Sagittarius. You are making sure you're always looking good. You got to have on the best clothes. Everything has, like, you're concerned on what attention you're getting outside the home. And that's why you could be focusing so much time on the work. Are you putting more money into your car? Did you go out and purchase a new car? You didn't talk to your spouse about it. Like, you are trying to make up for something, Sagittarius. And just know you can do all of those things, and all of those things attract people. But you take a look at who's in your life and who really loves and cares about you. Who's not just coming because you had that good energy and you are fun to be around and you are attractive and you do make the money and you do work hard. All Sagittarius I've ever known have worked hard. So, people are just seeing you like not being mature right now. The page in the Tarot Weight deck, they are younger energies, but pages are mature. This Page of Pentacles, he is mature. He is mature in the sense of being grounded in stability and money and working. Not necessarily mature in relationships or emotions or understanding those kind of things. He has his eyes set on a material prize. That's all he sees. He don't see nothing around him. He is caught up in this material globe, in this material adornment, in this material allure. That is what his mind is on. That's all he's focused on right now. He's going to look good while doing it. He's going to, all his messages, his communications, and his thought processes are about himself and these material things. Not necessarily focusing on the partner or anything like that. So Sagittarius, ask yourself, if you do have someone or you are with someone, is it a team? Is it an I or is it a team? Are you doing what you're doing for the you of the relationship or for the we of the relationship? Because your hopes and fears that you have here is the Six of Cups in reverse. So you fear, although you may want a new beginning, there's some addictions, there's some things you don't know how to let go of. It's like you fear still losing these bonds that you have. You fear losing a good person in your life. You fear losing all of those things that make you think back and that make home feel like home. I know, Sagittarius, says you don't have a problem going out into the world, but it's like when this card is turned upside down, the flowers are just out of the cup, the home is upside down, and the love is lost. You know, Sagittarius, take a long, hard thought about if you want to sacrifice all the nostalgia, sacrifice everything that you've built to just forge on a new path. Now, if somebody is doing these things to you, then that may just be what you have to do. But if I'm showing there's a chance to talk things out, there's a chance to fix things. Because, like I said, how you see yourself, you saw in the Four of Cups, you know, there's a divine cup being offered. Yes, you took these 3 losses. It is out of reach. Maybe a person that you're with or somebody has made a decision and says, look, I don't want to deal with you anymore. This is just too much to handle. But there's a divine cup being offered. Whether it is a person, a lesson, or whatever it is very valuable for you to take away from what you're going through. So with the 6 of Cups, everything is not lost. It is not all the emotional loss over the past, over what you could have had, over somebody that you've known for a long time, over the people that you've known for a long time. If there are people that's been in your life for a while and you're at odds, Sagittarius, just take a moment, you know, release some of that fire energy, like I said, by meditation, going to the gym, going to church, whatever your spiritual practices are. Release some of that fire energy and see if you could just take the time to see if some of these things can be worked out, because they can. But it's going to be about the choices and decisions you're going to make, because for your likely outcome, possible outcome is the Page of Wands. So again, you're moving ahead, forging ahead on a journey. You're all dapper. You look really nice. You're dressed up to impress other folks outside of your town. You're going other places. You're trying to see, where do you want to go? Which direction do you want to travel? So, I don't know, Sagittarius, maybe you got to get away. Maybe there's a traveling energy over you. Maybe you and the other person need to travel together, talk about some of these things. Maybe you need to travel alone if it's a career situation and get your mind off and see what you want to do. But it's basically, and along with the overall energy, the card on the bottom of the deck was the Queen of Wands. I mean, this reading is nothing but fire. It's fire and emotion, and then there's some work and material things thrown in here and there. So you really did get a little bit of everything with this, except now I feel like Sagittarius don't want to communicate shit. Before you had a couple communication cards, but now you have none. So Sagittarius, if these communications, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, you're going to know in June, because this is for June. But like I say on my tarot readings, they transcend time. You know what I mean? It could come up for you now or next month. But right now, you should see this sometime in June. But you might want to bookmark these videos, come back. Because you could watch this. You say, oh, she's saying some shit that if this was me, I want to have a heads up of what's going on. But it doesn't sound like you right now. Bookmark it, and when shit start happening, come back and watch the video. So you had this Queen of Wands energy for the overall energy, which is just a fun, playful. But the Queen of Wands, she isn't below a couple tricks. She isn't below a couple tricks and a couple lies. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you should hone in some of this fire energy. I got 5 fire cards. I got 4 fire cards. And I'm going to say 5 because we got the devil. And I forget, a devil probably, I'm almost sure, represents Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and the devil card does represent Capricorn. But it's fire in the devil card. Of course, all you guys know devil represents fire. And if you see the gentleman's card in the tail, it is on fire. So Sagittarius, women, if this isn't something you're doing to other people, check your spouse. I know a lot of women probably watch the videos. The man's tail is on fire, and he'll get with your spouse and start communicating. I don't have no communication cards. So whoever's doing this shit, they're not ready to talk about it. They ain't going to be the ones to tell. And in my first video, I said, don't let someone else tell your loved one or let information whatever it is, cheating, traveling, you want to move, you thinking about leaving a relationship, you thinking about leaving a job, you just want to do you right now. Whatever it is, Sagittarius, don't let somebody else tell the people that are important to you. Deliver that message before it comes from other people. That adds insult to injury when people who really care about you find out information from other sources other than yourself. Because I see you have a lot of fire energy to be moving this month, to be traveling, to be making money, to be focused on looking good, smelling good, material things right, everything right. That car's going to be right. You want your house to be right. And all the while you want to get out and kind of sow some of the wild oats. You want to be free. And you don't want a lot of people with chains on you, Sagittarius. But I see you have emotional connections. You have people who care about you. So whatever this is, it needs to be worked out. So use your fire energy in a positive way, not the shadow side of the fire energy, because it's going to get you in the fights this month. It's not going to make your situations with people any better. It's only going to make those situations worse. So Sagittarius, just check that energy. Know that all is not lost. You might be down emotionally. There may be some things that are going to come in to make you feel like all is lost. Like you can't repair a situation. Maybe you feel like something you did or something your partner did, the actions are irreparable, but there's a money tie there. There's a money bond there. Maybe there's some kids involved that you're taking care of. Something is involved that makes it so that you can't just get up and say F it and walk away. But at the same time, you don't want to keep secrets from each other and not be truthful about things that the partner needs to know, or the family needs to know. You know what I mean? You really, even if it's a health issue, guys, it could be a health issue from working so hard, not taking a break, not taking a rest. So if it's that could be the devil or the addiction too. When we quit these jobs, the companies are going to go on, the CEOs are going to be rich, but then you got to deal with your health and the quality of life that you have after you gave your life to some company or some business who really doesn't care about us on an individual level. So then the cards I had laid, once I realized the camera died for your heart tarot of the heart oracle cards, is the first card there, past, present, and future, and we're going to read the bottom of the deck. The cards, I lay them as past, present, and future, but then the reading is going to be however they come out. We're going to go with it. So the past, I had new vitality was in your past position. In your present position was giving and receiving. Then in the future, there was sadness and isolation. And the overall energy at the bottom of the deck was believe and succeed. So let's start with the overall energy, because I just want to say how I said to Sagittarius is that you feel like it can't be worked out, but it can. There are possibilities that it can. It's going to be according to the actions you take, Sagittarius. That's where the believe and succeed comes in. You're not going to succeed if you never believe you can. It first starts in the mind. It starts off with a mental thought of being able to succeed, seeing yourself as a winner, seeing you getting what you want, and conquering whatever situation it is that you're dealing with. And this is a 6, a spiritual card, a spiritual number, and the boat is moving into the light. The boat is moving to a higher place. So then what I was saying was, because I had a number 1, which is going to represent the self. 1 is always going to represent self, the number 1. There were 2 6s and then a 3, which is a multiple of 6. So I felt like I didn't add all the numbers up to see what was the number, but you get 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you actually get 7, which would make a lot of sense. Let me just add it up again. 12, 15, 16. 6 and 1 is 7. That does make a lot of sense to come right after the 6, which shows me you got to work through this. It's going to be a process to fix whatever this is that happened. But the positive elements, I want to focus on 6 because you got 2 6s. 3s are a multiple of 6. 1 represents the self, so I wasn't going to include the 1. And I felt like 6 is a number that you want to keep in mind this month. And 6 is the positive aspects of the number 6 are a loving, magnetic, sociable, artistic, and understanding. And the negative areas of the number 6 are a domestic tyrant, a cynic, a self-righteous, and a jealous person. And those definitions come from Numbers and You, Numbers in You, a numerology guide for everyday living by Lloyd Strayhorn, the revised and updated edition. So with that being said, and that's something I had said in a previous reading, I felt like in the home, whatever happened, whatever the situation was that caused the unrest in the home, or you and whoever's in your home, whether it's family, spouse, whatever, kids, to be at odds, like the Sagittarius is just in the home being an ass with this fire energy. Just like, no, like everything you getting smart, you ain't communicating, you giving your partner a hard way to go, probably even being hard on the kids. It's just like you're being like a tyrant, like the sixth said. And I feel like with the tarot reading, more of the negative connotations of the six were coming out, but you really want to flip them to positive, because it's not all lost, Sagittarius, but you got to check yourself, because that shit isn't going to get you anywhere. All that fire is not going to get you anywhere. In the past position for the self card, you had new vitality, and this is what I feel like when I said you were working, you were going out about your business. It was like Sagittarius, you were in demand, you were going out and about, looking good, smelling good, just getting around, doing your hobbies, doing things that are fun. And it might not have included some of your family or the people that cared about you, but you were really feeling yourself. I mean, Sagittarius was feeling good. They had a new vitality. Remember when I said with that Ace of Wands, whatever the situation was, you just wanted to go. You saw something, you thought it was good, and you were just with it. And that's where I feel the new vitality card is speaking of. And then it brings you to the giving and receiving. So Sagittarius, you may have been really, really open. You were really, really open. You know, you put yourself out there and things turned out in a bad way. So whatever you gave yourself to, just take yourself back out of the situation and you need to direct those energies in another direction. If it did not bring a good situation, it was not the correct situation to give your energy to. So now you just need to take that energy back and sit on it for a minute, because the next card I had was sadness and isolation. So, and I said Sagittarius, I felt like you going into yourself, you're not listening, you're not taking other people's opinion, you're not listening to what nobody else has to say. Like, you're really like, fuck it, I'm just going to do what I want to do. But don't do that at the cost of others. Do it in a positive way. Like I said, go in with the meditation, with the positive things when you're alone. Because this sadness and isolation, you can either be sad and descend into depression and do the negative devil aspect things, you know what I mean, in which we come through those things. Some of us come through, some of us don't. You just never know if you're going to make it through those things. Or you can go in and go into the isolation and do the positive things that you can ascend and rise up out of this situation with a higher understanding and a higher learning, and that you have really learned a lesson so you don't repeat it, and you can make these relationships and things better. That's what the sadness and isolation is talking about. Not for you to go into any depression, to take time out for yourself to think about things instead of just making fiery moves that are going to cause ruckus and kick up dust and really ruffle the feathers of people you care about. Because in the end, when the fire gets burnt out, everything gets settled down, and you look back and you see all the things that you burnt up and that you scorched, you're going to see some things that were really valuable that cannot be replaced with no amount of money. You know, once you lose, if you got a picture from 20 years ago, your house catches on fire, you lose that picture. Unless you got a copy in someone else's home or in a tin box that didn't get burnt, you never get it back. So that's why it pays to think about actions sometimes, you know, before we take them. It pays to go inside and do the spiritual work and the inner work so that you really can act from a better place, so that you have better karma that comes back around to you. Because it's not all about what other people and what they do to you. How you react is going to determine what your karma is going to be. You cannot control other people, but you can control yourself and your emotions. Sagittarius, I want to thank you for being with me. It took me all night to get this reading. I probably will not move on to Capricorn because you guys really did not want to hear the truth. You really want to go with that fire energy. But I'm telling you guys, you know, just think about that. Think about that. You're going to do whatever it is you want to do, but I'm here to help and to offer you spiritual advice if you want to ascend your life to a higher, more positive place, create beautiful karma, and treat people how you want to be treated, which is hopefully with love, respect, and kindness. So I thank you, Sagittarius. Have an awesome week. This was for June. I'm going to try to come back later in the month and do love readings, and we'll get into it a little bit more. We'll do a bigger love spread. Love you guys. Bye.